any advertisers. The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
If you could tell teenagers of America today one thing, whether it be advice or something of support, what would it be?
Act like it's raining every day and wear your rubbers. But anyway, they said I was one of the worst dressed
I
of all.
know. You know what?
But
You can't.
That's all right with me. I have a good time. I bet I'm happier than that guy that wrote that. And I'm glad that he came out of his closet long enough to look in mine. Well, you know, I've always been proud that I was female. I mean, it's a good thing I was born a woman, or I'd have been a drag queen. They were having a Dolly Parton lookalike contest, and it was mostly drag queens, guys down there. And so I went in, and I got in line with everybody else, but somebody else won. We went right by Tom Jones' house, and after about 3 or 4 margaritas, I thought, you know what? We're right here in his yard. I'm going to streak through there. And so I did, and that was before he built the fence. Right after that, they built the fence.
And now, the number one Dolly Parton pet peeve.
Nobody notices I've got a great ass, too.
It's happy hour, come gather round. Greg and Pamela break it all down. Talking politics and the whacked out world. Every headline makes the chaos swirl. Oh! It's time for a smoke break. David drops in Monday and Thursday on Happy Hour. Master Thespian steals Tuesday spotlight on Happy Hour. Eddie stops by on Friday with some snacks on Happy Hour. Laugh a little louder while the whole world's hanging out in the chat will change your world on Happy Hour. On Happy Hour. Oh, on Happy Hour. On Happy Hour. On Happy Hour.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
Where's the guy? There's the guy. It's Happy Hour. It's Talk 93.1 FM WACV, also known as Happy Times. Greg Goodell, Terry Adams with me this afternoon, and David Blackman at 3:30.
And here they are.
Here we are. On another, it's way too hot outside kind of day.
Yeah, it is.
Looking forward to David joining us for Tour 2 of the Idiocracy this week. And not much, Trump trolling the world. They're all getting their panties in a wad over renaming Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They get distracted with all of this silly stuff. I noticed that the Gulf of Mexico didn't dry up or go away.
Not yet.
I usually still call it that. Most people probably still do, but he put an order out calling it the Gulf of America.
Wow.
Instead of paying attention to stuff that really matters, like having your country stolen from you, like having a former president and his powerful assistants stage a coup d'etat, using government agencies to promote false, fabricated situations. I'm sure you all enjoyed the Russian collusion show, which is all it was, just a show. Mm-hmm. Because it's a big club, and he ain't in it. Now, what do we mean by that? I think this would be a good time in the show. We play it usually at least once when you're with us, Terry. This particular clip from not only comic, but prophet George Carlin. It is a big club in D.C., and Donald Trump has never been in it, doesn't want to be in it, and they don't want him in it.
There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the... They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting by a system that threw them overboard 30 years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich who don't give a about them. They don't give a about you. They don't give about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue that's being jammed up their every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
So let's wake up, shall we?
Yes.
At 3:13, David Blackman at 3:30 this afternoon, I just was sent a clip, and apparently it's almost too good to be true, but apparently it is a list of celebrities, or a group of celebrities, who are asked political opinions or to answer political questions. What's your view on this or that? And these are the ones that have the good sense to refuse.
Yeah.
So that they don't gain the eternal hatred of their parts of their fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one up, in fact, let me share this on our screen so our vast YouTube audience worldwide can see it. The stage. Let's put Elvis up there. There we go. Elvis is the first one to be questioned.
Elvis?
Have you read some of the shit in fact?
Elvis?
The Elvis. Make sure to lose the volume on this. Okay, we're good to go.
Well, he called himself a conservative.
Yeah, but this is before every celebrity had to become a political activist.
What is your opinion of war protesters?
I just want to keep my own personal views about that to myself. I'm just an entertainer, and
I learned a long time ago, keep your damn mouth shut if you want to stay in show business. I'm not in politics. I'm an entertainer.
What's your stance on immigration reform?
That's a tough one. I'll pass.
What is your opinion of war protesters?
I just want to keep my own personal views about that to myself. I'm just an entertainer, and
I learned.
Yeah, and Dolly and Betty White at the end, and the beauty of that is they answered correctly. I'm an entertainer.
That's right. Exactly.
And being an entertainer doesn't care how many movie tickets you've sold, how many albums you've sold. That doesn't make you more politically savvy or in a better position to speak on politics than someone else.
True. That's true. You're no more qualified than I am.
That would include me. I do a little research. I come up with an opinion, and I advocate for it.
Yeah, same here.
And my mind can be changed, but not likely these days. It's just too cut and dry. At 3:15, one thing I know is happening right now is that the perfect brisket is being smoked over at Smoky Notes. Every cut starts with smoke. And if you like great barbecue, then go for the best. Smoky Notes in the Lagoon Park Shopping Center on Northern Boulevard. Right adjacent to that petrol station on the side of the road as you come down the hill. Easy to find, beautifully redone, and serving some of the best barbecue you'll find anywhere in America. And it's got everything to do with the time and the love they put into making each and every brisket or anything else that they put on a plate. And they do put some great stuff on plates, not only incredible brisket, which you can have in a melt or in a sandwich or on a plate with a side. Smash burgers, Monte Cristo, turkey, brisket. They do wraps. They got a great kids menu with tenders and grilled cheese sandwiches. And when we had our event there a couple of months ago, everybody was raving about the sides. And the starters, too. The starters include boudin balls. Try those dipped in honey mustard for a palate setter-upper. Some of the other sides include cabbage that has spicy Kaneka in it. Gives it a little kick. Everybody loved the baked beans, and Mr. Adams here can testify to the mac and cheese, which is so thick that you really need the side of your fork with some pressure to pull it apart on the plate. It's so good. It has kind of an Alfredo base to it, too. Full bar. They're open till 11 o'clock tonight. Open for lunch on Monday, and then 11 to 11 the rest of the week. At the Lagoon Park Shopping Center in Northern Boulevard. You can reach out ahead of time by calling 334-649-1110, 334-649-1110. And that is for the one and only Smoky Notes. All right, other than that, it's kind of I heard Joey mention, it's kind of a slow news day so far. What did the market do? Let me take a quick peek there. We have some little turnover time between shows. Oh, looks like it went up.
That's good.
Okay, lots of green there. Brad McDonald analyzes that for us at 5:15 this afternoon here on News Talk. And I guess our Alabama Little League World Series team played their last game. They lost 11-2, but that's a heck of a show that they put on. They survived an elimination game.
Well,
came
that's
back
when you
and
learn.
won.
You learn when you lose. You don't learn when you win. So maybe they learned something. They'll be back next year.
I 100% agree with you, my friend. You are spot on. Anyway, Brad McDonald from Waverly Advisors, 5:15 this afternoon. Their number is 387-0094 for the best in researched and sound principled financial advice. All right, Skipper's got our first update this afternoon. How are we starting out?
Well, we look pretty good around the area. Light to moderate afternoon traffic, interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, not reporting any issues at the moment. Looking good. Please be safe out there. Could be some school zones still working. Watch out for the kids, the buses. We will keep you updated. Haynes Ambulance, there for you both on the ground and in the air. From a simple patient transport to life or death situations, Haynes is ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up with the J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. How to find the right mortgage lender. Most of all single-family sales involve obtaining a mortgage loan to finance the sale. How do you know you have the right lender? First, always use a local lender. There is no out-of-state lender that can match the services and the interest prices your local lender can provide to you here. We have many good quality lenders to choose from here in the River Region. Some guidelines for a buyer would be, 1, can I meet face-to-face with the lender, get to know that person before I turn over all my personal information to a complete stranger? Next, depending on your needs and price range, try to get more than one option with financing to choose from. Very important to know what are all the closing costs and prepaid costs up front so I can make an informed decision on which program to use. For help with a list of top lenders, call Bo Goodson for help. Bo Goodson, 221-2883 at the Goodson Group.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Porch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity opportunity and prosperity. The Porch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at porchcreekindians.org.
What if your next sales opportunity wasn't about selling? It was about helping local businesses grow. I'm Jennifer Pestricelli with Blue Water Broadcasting. We combine the power of 7 local radio stations with today's most effective digital marketing solutions, including streaming audio, social media, targeted display, and more. We're looking for an experienced account executive who enjoys building relationships, solving problems, and creating results for clients. If you're self-motivated, thrive on new business, and want unlimited earning potential with a local company, I'd love to hear from you. Visit BlueWaterBroadcasting.com and send me your resume today.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Well, you can tell right away we're gray on top. We are older now. Use a cane to walk. We may be wrinkled and worn, but we're trying to get a career reborn. It's all right. It's okay. We really use the Bee Gees name. We still have a lot of fans at retirement homes doing one-night stands. Every bone creaks and all depends leak when we're singing this high, singing this high. Medicine we're taking and wheelchairs are shaking when we're singing this high, singing this high. We're old guys still singing this high, singing this high. We're old guys still singing this high.
News Talk 93.1 FM at 322. David Blackman joining us at the bottom of the hour. This is Sweet D.
Yes.
Sweet D. What a surprise.
Hey, Greg Bedell. Big time fan. That song that you were playing, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, always gets me up after a long day of hard work.
I've always loved it myself. It does inspire.
Yes, sir. But I wanted to put my 2 cents in the Smoky Notes.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing something because I went down for my birthday in June, and the service was poor, and we didn't get any food, but you keep on saying you liked it, so I'm wondering if there's something I'm missing.
I've had a great experience there every time I've gone. I mean, it's always possible you go to a place one time and they're not hitting on all 8 cylinders, but I've studied their cooking processes, their homemade sauces, everything. So it just may have gotten them at the wrong time.
Just an anomaly.
Yeah, I don't want to discourage anyone, so I'll keep trying. But you got my mouth watering on that good smoked brisket and pulled part. And, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would love to set up a lunch for you if you can. Reach out to me through Facebook Messenger, and I'll make sure you get a second shot.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Because one thing I do, understand this, one thing I do.
Yes, sir.
I patronize every business that advertises on my show. Every last one. I have the receipts to prove it. I shop at Food Outlet every week.
I can attest to that.
Been to Smoky Notes a couple of times, and I've loved it. So I want you to absolutely have that chance. Reach out through Facebook Messenger. Send me your contact info, and I'll take care of it.
All right, I'll see what I can do. But appreciate what you do, and big time listening, me and my grandma.
Hey, well, say hi to Grandma, and thank you for the call. It is 3:24. Those things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's an anomaly, man. You know? I mean, things fall between the cracks sometimes. It's just kind of how it works.
It's rare, but I know this, too, about every single one of those who support the station. If something did go wrong, whatever it might be, I don't even want to get into the specifics. I know that they would want to make it right.
They will, yeah. I agree.
And that includes Adams Motorsports.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we're at 3:25. Let's get David set up to join us here in just a couple of minutes. Back to the traffic dungeon, Blue Water News, Rich's weather, and then David.
Well, we have an accident reported on West South Boulevard at Rosa Parks. Please watch out for emergency vehicles there. We've also got a disabled vehicle, Day Street at Hill Street. If you're exiting 85 southbound onto Day at the flyover ramp, should be right in front of you at that first intersection. Busy everywhere. We'll keep you updated. Get a Toyota Tundra with financing as low as 1.99% at McKinnon Toyota. at the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212, I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Elmore County High School head football coach Kyle Caldwell has been approved to return to work. Caldwell had been placed on administrative leave August 20th. The Elmore County Board of Education announced Wednesday Caldwell had been cleared to return to work. The board did not provide any reason for Caldwell's suspension. "13 aviation students were honored with new bomber jackets during the ceremony. The custom bomber jackets are in the tradition of the legendary Tuskegee Airmen who trained on the same airfield. The Montgomery Police Department is inviting the community to come together for an evening of prayer and worship. Montgomery for Jesus will take place Sunday at the Riverfront Amphitheater beginning at 4 p.m. The event is sponsored by Operation Good Shepherd, a community outreach initiative of the police department. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Hardwood, tile, carpet, flooring tools, and installation supplies. Find it all at Budget Floors and More in Montgomery. Big selection, contractor pricing, and personal service you won't find at the big boxes. Across from Publix in Del Reyta and online at budgetfloorsmgm.com.
MPAC Live presents BTO live in concert. No Speed Limit Tour 2027. Bachman Turner Overdrive. January 13th, the Montgomery Performing Arts Center. A night of vintage BTO. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and ImpactOnline.org. Don't miss Bachman Turner Overdrive. No Speed Limit Tour 2027.
Beyond the Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Shane Butler. Growing up in Elmore County.
I grew up here. I lived here as a kid. I experienced the weather here. So I have knowledge that goes way back. You know, I experienced my first tornado as a kid. I was probably about 11 years old and eclectic. Writing that out and experiencing that really gave me the passion about weather. We made it through it, and it gave me an experience that I'll carry in a lifetime.
Shane Butler, part of the Action 8 Weather Team, your weather authority.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Giveaways galore all summer long. Diamond Days Diamond Jewelry Giveaway and TV Tuesdays TV Giveaway with $185,000 in free play at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 Shorter, Alabama.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans this evening and again tomorrow, Friday. There will be a generous supply of showers and storms roaming around. They will still be random, and they tend to fade out in the overnight hours. Our low temperature tonight down to about 73. Friday's high up to about 91. And our weather app will keep you on top of the action, showing you where the storms are and where they're going to be, and any push notifications for severe weather alerts as well. Over the weekend, the showers and storms will start to thin out in nature. Fewer storms around. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Back to school shopping starts now, and ASC Credit Union has you covered. Our back to school loan helps you pay for supplies, laptops, clothes, and more. Stop by your local ASC branch or apply today at yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Have Wanda staring down nearly 100 counts, ballot stuffing, fraud, voting as people who never showed up, enough to lock her up for good. Most people might lay low. Not our girl. She's a fighter. Out on bail, she got arrested again. Tried to scare off a witness, allegedly. Which brings us to today, when Wanda waltzed back into court to pay the piper. But the piper wasn't asking much. A judge laid out a deal. 3 years and it'll go away. But Wanda wanted to gamble, so she passed on the deal and rolled the dice on a trial.
With respect to those pleas, you would serve 8 years of incarceration. However, that would be suspended after serving 3 years with 3 years of probation. You understand that to be real? Yes. Having considered all that information and speaking with your attorney, you wish to reject the state's offer? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bad bet. If she loses, she's looking at up to 500 years. But the stuffer's not sweating. Sources tell us the system's so backed up, she won't see a jury till the end of next year, after the election, of course. Remember, arresting Wanda's the easy part. You can cuff her, you can take her to court, you can lock her up, but there's always another Wanda. Lucky for us, they're running out of road.
Well,
what a mess.
Apparently something is amiss here because David's not here, and I'm not sure that he was sent the invitation. I may have to reach out to young Joey for special help.
Well, he's full of it.
Text Joey.
That's our young Joey.
What do you want to say?
I need a primer on how to invite David onto the show. I sent what I thought was the right invite through Facebook Messenger, but apparently it's not just yet. And look at my... Hey! You know what? I got one right.
Welcome to the world of Idiocracy with Greg, Pamela, and experts, especially David Blackman, talking about all the latest mess. Get it off your chest and tune to the best. The tales of Idiocracy. The tales of Idiocracy. Oh, the tales of Idiocracy. It's the tales of Idiocracy.
And joining us from somewhere in Texas, Dallas. In fact, I watched a documentary on a Dallas tornado around Christmas time a number of years ago, sometime in the teens.
Oh, yeah.
Very compelling. Did a lot of damage, too.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. It looked right through them. Got the echo going on.
It's gone.
It went, that devastated the city where we raised our kids, Arlington.
Hold on.
Through the
Jesse's
northern
trying
part
to
of
get another
Arlington.
word in and edgewise here. Okay, we should be good now.
Okay, we good?
There, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was a bad tornado.
Okay. How close was that to you?
Well, we weren't up
The area
here
that
at the
was
time
hit.
when it hit, but it was close to where we raised our kids in Arlington. It passed through Arlington and went over into Dallas, and it did just a ton of damage.
Very odd that something like that happens too. You know, like right after Christmas.
It was odd. Yeah.
So where do you want to start today? I have distracted friends who are, I don't want to use the language, but not pleased that Trump is renaming Lake Ontario. And yeah, I don't take that seriously. That just strikes
He
me
doesn't
as
either. He's just tweaking their noses.
yeah, and why let your nose get tweaked if you don't have to?
Yeah.
But what I did find interesting is that this premier of Canada, if you will,
Mr.
all of
Ford.
his kids live in this country, don't they?
I don't know. I don't know much about him other than he's a big bloated blowhard. Other than that, I don't know much about him.
Yeah, his kids and I think his wife all live in the United States. So
What
if
and
it's-
that's well, Mark. Are you talking about Mark Carney, or are you talking about the Premier of Ontario, the Prime Minister, or the Premier of Ontario?
the one with the kids, whoever that is.
Well, Carney has a wife and kids who live in New York City, and Carney lived in New York City. So he's the Prime Minister for a long time. He also lived in England for a long time. He's barely Canadian in any real way. He's not really a prime minister of that country. He's an agent for China that is basically systematically turning over that country to China. And, I think the Trump administration probably should start taking the threat that represents more seriously than we're seeing. Now, they may be behind the scenes, probably are really. We don't see everything that's happening publicly, but it's a real threat to our country to have a basically what's going to become a subservient vassal state of China on our northern border. We already have a failed state on our southern border run by drug cartels. That's bad enough without having, a Chinese dominated country on our north. And so We also should be doing everything we can to support the independence movement in Alberta. It would be wonderful if Alberta broke away from Canada, Alberta being the energy engine that powers that whole country. And
so, of course, they treat it like crap.
Yes, and they treat it like crap. Canada's this weird country where 80% of the population lives in the eastern third of the country. You know, the biggest cities, Quebec and Toronto and Montreal and Ottawa, are all in the eastern provinces. And the western provinces, I mean, Calgary's a good sized city, and so is Edmonton, but otherwise, you know, they're really Vancouver, of course, on the west coast. But Toronto's bigger than all three of those cities combined, and so all the voting power in their national parliament is concentrated in the eastern third of the country, and so that's, you know, where all the benefits go. It's where all the policies are tilted towards satisfying, and it's very, you know, left wing part of the world, sadly, and it's, you know, the most fascinating thing I've seen about comparing Canada to the United States here this week is a chart that shows Canadian standard of living currently is about 65% of the American standard of living. But until 2015, it was almost the same, almost equal to the United States. What happened in 2015? Fidel Castro's son took power.
Oh,
Justin Trudeau became the Prime Minister of Canada, the son of Fidel Castro, illegitimate son of Fidel Castro. And things have gone completely to hell for that country since then. And of course, Carney is, you know, I mean, Trudeau was just a left-wing idiot, basically, a useful stooge. Whereas Carney is this what do you call it? One world government stooge, one world government dominated by China stooge, who's just all of his policies are tilted towards making that happen. And we're very fortunate. Canada is such a minor economic power, frankly, on the global stage. California's and Texas's economies are both bigger than Canada's, and but still, you know, they export a lot of steel into this country, and recently most of that steel has actually been made in China and shipped in through Canada by fraudulent means. Same thing with aluminum and other materials, and so it's having a very pernicious effect already. And I think the U.S. government is really going to have to seriously consider intervening in a very harsh way with Canada if Carney doesn't change what he's doing.
See, they're not getting that part of the message out.
No.
You know, on the whole issue of trade, we've been getting bent over by country after country for years and years and years. And all Trump is trying to do is make it equitable for the U.S.
Well, and the Canadian media is totally bought and paid for by the government. The Canadian broadcasting system is 80% subsidized by the central government. Okay. So,
sort of like our media.
Well, but I mean,
yeah,
you know, our media is incredibly biased, but the federal government isn't funding the majority of what they do. I mean, it did with PBS for a long time, but you know, it's completely captive state-run media in Canada. There are independent news agencies, but you know, the Canadian people are like the British people. All they hear is propaganda 24 hours a day. They don't get any real reporting from their establishment news media, and it's the secondary news organs that are independent voices, but the government does everything it can to marginalize them and crack down on them too. So it's a bad situation any way you cut it.
You know, it just boggles the mind. There are people I want to grab by the shoulders and shake because we keep hearing about, you know, high gas prices. I know a lot of prices on commodities have come down. I pay attention. I have a sponsor that's a grocery store, so I know this. There's a lot of everyday staples that are much cheaper now than they were just a year ago. But the idea that, Trump's too far to the right, so we've got to take a serious look at swinging back to the left. The same people, it's like the inflation that took place, 29.2, if I'm not mistaken, is the total over the 4 years of Joe Biden, or the auto pen, or whatever you want to call that joke of a presidency. Where was everybody then? Why wasn't everybody pounding the Wailing Wall and gnashing their teeth and filling up hankies with real tears when all that was going on? This is not on Trump. The inflation numbers I saw today were actually reasonable, and that's with higher gas prices. So something's going on.
and really pretty much every bit of the inflation we've seen this year is due to the blowout in diesel prices. It's all related to transporting the consumer goods to market. Unfortunately, diesel prices are almost at their all-time high ever recorded. And
can we tap the expertise of your career in the energy business for a short primer on why that is and where that's going, so our listeners who are in for the first time understand that this man has spent his career in the oil and gas and energy industries?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so most of it has to do with the loss of crude from the Middle East, specifically Iran, but also a couple of the other countries there produce a mid-grade crude oil that's vital for refineries all over the world to blend with other grades of crude to create the ideal stream of oil to go through a refining process from which all those various, they're either 9 or 11 refined products that are extracted from a properly balanced crude stream, and that includes diesel. What you don't get from American, for example, from shale oil that's produced here in America is a light sweet crude, where you don't really get some of the heavier distillates, refined products out of that crude stream. It just doesn't have them contained in it. So it needs to be blended with this mid-grade crude and even some heavy crude to create the right crude stream. And so we've had a shortage of that mid-grade crude globally because of what's been happening in the Middle East. Mm. And that means that it's been we've had a very tight supply of diesel. And whenever you have a tight supply, you have upward pressure on prices. We're able to distill gasoline is a mid-level distillate and comes out of an unbalanced stream very easily. So we don't really have a shortage of gasoline here in the United States, but we do have real tight supplies of diesel, and that's why the price is high here. I mean, it's probably twice as expensive in Europe as it is in the United States.
Wow.
For example, it's more expensive in China than it is in the United States. Even though our diesel price that we have here in the U.S. is at an all-time high, near it, it's still among the lowest prices on the face of the earth. So everything we import from China, from Europe, and our major trading partners, there is the diesel that's running the planes and the ships and the trains, the trucks that are bringing it to market is even more expensive. So that's really caused a lot of inflation this year. And it's amazing to me, frankly, that the rate of inflation isn't higher than 3%, which is what it's been all year. We've really been fortunate in that regard, that it hadn't gone higher. But I'd be willing to bet you could attribute 60-70% of the inflation we've seen just to the price of diesel, because it just elevates the cost of transportation so high.
And what can bring some relief to that market?
Getting more oil out of the Middle East. I hate to say it, you would hope we could get to a situation with Iran where they could start exporting oil again, because they really do produce several million barrels a day of this ideal mid-grade crude that is needed for the refining industry. And so it's been a big loss in that regard, the embargo, even though it's being effective in I think kind of bringing that regime to heel finally. It really has cost us in the pocketbook in the United States and everywhere else in the world.
Well, yeah, definitely a hit in the pocketbook, but the hit that terrifies me is the hit that we can take in the election.
Well, it could, yeah.
I mean, hoping for news or trends or something that will see these prices moderate, not just come down a few pennies, but moderate substantially over the next month or two. Because we do live in a country with a very short memory. I mean, they've already forgotten about Joe Biden. They've already forgotten about the coup d'etat from Barack Obama. Nobody seems to care about that. And Trump just, does not catch a break. I don't see them out there asking, do you think Iran should have a nuclear weapon? If there's any country on the face of the earth that would be inclined to use it, and we know who they go after, it's them.
Yeah.
So we've done something about that. My quarrel has always been, you can't negotiate with these people. They only know one way of learning, and that's hit them in the pocketbook, subdue them, and I understand that they're out of money. Their economy is about to collapse.
Yeah,
that's the rumor.
We'll
I don't know
see.
that it's.
Yeah. Hopefully that's right. We've heard that before, and so, I mean, one of these days, I guess it's going to happen. The problem we still have there is that there's no armed resistance to the regime, and they're willing to kill. I mean, they'd be willing to just salt the earth with bodies of their own people. They don't care to retain power, and that's just a horrible situation for the people there. And you don't want to, as a country, be the cause of a near extermination like that.
Well, at least the president can depend on a Republican Party so united behind him that they're out there reinforcing his message and helping people understand why we're going through what we're going through. I just made that up. I live in fantasy land once in a while. They're beyond pathetic, beyond contempt, and I hate some of them more than I hate certain Democrats. I really do.
Yeah, they're more dangerous.
Well, that's saying a lot for me.
Terry, who has worked with us for many, many years, was the guy that opened up our eyes on so much of the deep state stuff, and has inspired many, many people here in the River region over the years to take a deeper look at the Kennedy assassination and the machinations behind it, to understand what's really happening today, what was happening.
All of it, yeah. Right.
So,
I mean, what was happening during the Kennedy time is led up to today, really. I mean, it's all interrelated.
So really David, when you sent the show notes today, and Terry, I think you'll appreciate this too, the first words in David's show notes today, Trump flying into Dallas.
Oh, boy.
And
not good.
I didn't make that connection. I'm sorry.
Just please don't change the route, whatever they do.
Yeah.
I did. I believe my stomach made a noise like, because we certainly
just don't do a 120-degree turn on Elm Street in front of the School Book Depository building, which is still there, and Dealey Plaza, which is still there, just like it was in '63.
Which puts me in touch with another failure in my life. I have not seen it yet, up close and in person.
Small.
And if I fly to Texas, watch, you'll be at a cruise that weekend. I just know the way my life runs. That'll be a weekend when you and your wife go on a cruise. Because 10 years we haven't met. We got to make this happen.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be good.
There's no cruise ship that connects Dallas to Montgomery, Alabama. But
there is not.
We have a modern airport. I know it's modern because I hear when they start the airplanes, they say contact before they spin the propeller. But Trump flying into Dallas to help out Ken Paxton. Now, God, is Tallarico leading the polls there for the Senate race?
Well, the polls that are being issued to the public, yes, he is. Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit ahead. I don't believe him, but he is. I think we're you look at the latest poll that came out today. I mean, I just laughed. So it's got Abbott up by 7 and Paxton down by 6. Okay. So the governor supposedly is up by 7%. That's a 13% difference, right? So what this poll is expecting us to believe is that 13% of Republican voters are going to go into the booth and they're going to vote for Greg Abbott and they're going to vote for every other statewide Republican who's running for a statewide office. And then they're going to suddenly change their mind and look for James Tallarico to click the box for, right? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my whole life. That is not going to happen. Texans don't vote that way. I mean, it just doesn't, it's not going to happen. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, for as goofy as he was, Beto O'Rourke could at least appear like a well-dressed leader, even if he was a total buffoon. He comported himself, and he wasn't out there, saying, hey, let's turn the southern border into a big welcome mat. Why not? Why are we, that's Tallarico. I can't believe that Texas wants to turn the southern part of the state into a big welcome mat after we made some headway into closing it down. So 13% of Texans would have to vote for Abbott and every other statewide Republican, but they're going to jump the fence to vote for this queen that's...
that's not going to happen.
No.
So I don't know who it is they're talking to get to these results. But I mean, think back to 2024. We had, in 2020 and 2016, the Hillary Clinton race with Trump. The New York Times gave Hillary Clinton a 99% chance of being elected president the Friday before Election Day.
Wow.
That was Nate Silver, the genius Nate Silver, who people still considered to be some guru.
Why?
Gave her a 99% chance of becoming president. Oops. Okay. In election, she lost. In 2024, on the Saturday before Election Day, we had this Ann Seltzer, this pollster in Iowa, who supposedly was the most respected pollster in the state of Iowa, who had been doing polling for the Des Moines Register for 30 years, puts out a poll showing that Kamala Harris 3 points up in Iowa when every other poll had it a 10-point race in favor of Trump. Trump wins the state by 13%. It was clearly an op designed to try to influence the vote. Mm-hmm. So was the New York Times article the Friday before Election Day in 2016. And what's happening in Texas right now with these polls, with these crazy, stupid results that no one believes, is clearly an op. These are corrupt pollsters who've been paid off to produce these fake polls. So Trump's coming in. Paxton's been underfunded. He's going to raise a buttload of money for Paxton today. The super PACs are finally turning on their ads next week. Two big, well-funded super PACs. Elon Musk is about to pour some money into Paxton's campaign.
Yeah, I heard Elon's holding back a ton.
Yeah, and at $200 million, and Trump's got $500 million, and to put into super PACs, and so we're going to be flooded with Paxton campaign money pretty soon. And I said 3 months ago, all Paxton's got to do is for about 3 weeks go on TV, go on social media, and just play clips of James Tallarico being James Tallarico. Yep. And saturate the media with it for about 3 weeks. And this race isn't going to be close, but that takes money, and he hadn't had it yet. He's fixing to have it.
Listener Marty Mann says you can fly direct from Montgomery to Dallas on American Airlines. I've done it several times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have no excuse.
Time.
Yeah. Plus, I did swear I don't even want my ashes after I'm dead. I don't even want my ashes on an airplane because they've taken all the fun out of it. It used to be great, and if you could afford to pop or get upgraded to first class, That was the way to go. Not showing up 3 hours before your plane takes off. And man, the behavior in airports these days. People used to dress to fly.
Oh yeah.
You're on your best behavior. It's like the cantina in Star Wars in some places. Just
Well, now,
absolutely
you also have this trend happening now with the airlines where, remember, you'd be in line waiting for a plane and there'd be one or two people who needed a wheelchair to get down the ramp onto the plane. And now we've imported all these people from India and that part of Asia where there's a scam that happens on flights that anyone who is overweight or just doesn't, want to take the time to walk down the thing claims they need a wheelchair. And the last flight we were on, coming back from Las Vegas, when we flew out to Vegas, coming back, there were 13 people who claimed they needed wheelchair assistance.
Wow.
To get on the airplane. And probably 10 of them looked like they were from India. So it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. And of course, that delays the boarding, delays the flight taking off. I don't even understand why it's a thing, to be honest with you. But, so that just makes the experience even worse. And anyway, it's just, the world's changed,
You could join us at 272-9228 in the 334 area code with the great David Blackman, and Billy would like to have a word with you, sir.
Hey, I hope y'all doing well today.
Pretty good.
Talking about airlines, have y'all watched that Netflix documentary called The Downfall about Boeing?
About Boeing.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It is scary. And I was just blown away when I saw that. And I can tell you right now, if I go to the airport, I'm going to just hope and pray. I tell them, I don't want to get on anything made by Boeing now. I'm just completely blown away on how just that company was just totally destroyed.
Yeah, I have to tell you, about 4 years ago, we decided that we were not going to fly on a Boeing jet unless we had no other choice. We always look for flights that are using Airbus jets, and almost always we can get one.
Yeah. Well, I encourage everybody who travels and going to airports, please watch this documentary. It will open your eyes up. But just wanted to put my 2 cents in, but I hope y'all have a good day.
Well, you did. We have so much left to cover here this afternoon on News Talk 93.1 and with David Blackman. We got to talk about people like Darlene Graham and Gavin Newsom and some of the other insanities going on around the country. Before we take the top of the hour break, I've been doing this a long time, David, and I've had to handle the kinds of situations that affect and impact everybody, whether it's through fear, sadness, or sense of loss. And not even the murder of John Lennon touched this country the way the loss of Dolly at age 80.
Yeah.
Good life. And she brought back reminders of how much fun late night TV used to be.
The song she wrote for the Johnny Carson show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
She was such a great person, and she's, how many people have you ever known who literally nobody can think of a bad word to say about her, right?
She's the only one.
Yeah. There's just almost no one like that, but she's one of them,
The Idiocracy produced a list of still living popular movie stars and singers, performers, that we must work hard to protect their health. You'll never guess what this left-wing rag came up with in the top spot. Jane freaking Fonda.
Who? What rag? Who did that?
That was the list.
Jane Fonda?
Jane Fonda was number one. Number one. And I posted on my radio social media, I said, are you kidding? I have people here who would happily pick her off if they were asked to do it.
Yeah, give me a rifle and let her get 3 clicks away and she's
but
gone.
I will say this, as well reference this one more time. When we had the Gathering of Eagles here, we had this man who is the subject of this book. His name is William Robinson. And David, he spent 2,703 days in the Hanoi Hilton. 7 years.
Man.
And one of the most remarkably well-adjusted human beings I've ever met. And when I asked him about Jane Fonda, he said, when I fought for this country, I fought for everybody to have their point of view. And
wow.
I said, I, of course, hardly disagree with her. But, you know, I don't have the time left in my life or the energy to hate on the woman. That's what a remarkable guy he was, because he knew all about that when he was in the prison camp in North Vietnam. But that event alone, this tells you how goofy some people are. They would pick Jane Fonda to do that.
Who's second on the list? Stephen Colbert? I mean, it's like
yeah, right.
intentionally went for the worst you could think of. Yeah.
He eked out Jimmy Kimmel and Rosie O'Donnell. By the way, you see Rosie come back? Oh, she had to move to Ireland or wherever the hell it was because it was so miserable here. And now she's kind of snuck back in and she filled in for Kimmel. Did not get better ratings than Jimmy Kimmel did. And that's, I mean, to get his ratings is not an accomplishment in itself. She actually came in lower than his average. So all these loons that take up our time. We got to take our top of the hour break here. We'll have David till 4:45 this afternoon. To subscribe, it's the best thing you can see in your inbox every morning, friends. Visit davidblackman.substack.com. And for the energy insights like you just heard on diesel and crude, blackman.substack.com. We'll see you in a few minutes, my friend.
Okay.
Okay, it's a couple of minutes past 4 o'clock. Got SRN News coming up.
Well, we had a minor accident earlier, Federal Drive at Crestview. Please watch out there. We believe our other accidents have cleared, but we are busy. Got a lot of cars on East South Boulevard, getting really busy around Narrow Lane, Woodley, Troy Highway, East Boulevard and I-85. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. Imagine graduating high school with your college degree already in your hand. That's the power of early college at Trenton State Community College. Go to trentumstate.edu for more information. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Capital City Roofing, Capital City Roofing. For over 20 years we provided roofing without compromise. When you want yours built right, it's always best to capitalize. Again and again, folks have called 277-3311. Capital City Roofing, roofs built right, relationships built to last.
Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest and most trusted gold and silver dealer. At Eclectic Coins, they offer free appraisals, estate liquidations, coin grading services, and they've got a very large inventory to choose from. They pay the best prices for your gold and silver. Now, your local gold-backed distributor, located at 543 Northeastern Boulevard in Montgomery. See them on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Remember, Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know, go. Open 9:30 to 4:30 Tuesday through Friday, Saturday by appointment only.
Attention River Region business owners. Local counties are now inspecting and enforcing backflow prevention requirements. Headley Plumbing is fully certified to install, repair, and test backflow preventers, helping you stay compliant and avoid costly violations. We've been serving the River Region for decades with dependable professional service you can trust. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
Here's your 4 o'clock.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Canadian military spending is surging, with companies expanding into defense contracting. One company known for luxury parkas is now making high-tech military gear. The Canadian government is investing billions into its military infrastructure, trying to reduce its reliance on American suppliers. Iran's economy is poised for more instability now as the administration tries to convince other countries to end their financial dealings with the Islamic Republic. It's all part of an effort to pressure the Islamic regime into backing away from any plans to ever develop a nuclear weapon, something that President Trump says he simply will not accept. The president heads out west this week to help raise money for Republicans. A stop tonight in Houston, Texas will be an opportunity to speak at an RNC fundraiser. Tomorrow, he'll go to the Johnson Space Center to meet with the NASA administrator. This is SRN News.
Hey, y'all, I'm Willie Robertson.
And I'm Corey Robertson.
We partnered with Echo. It's a new platform, not just streaming.
Movies and series that are safe for your family. Echo. I love a podcast.
Plus, Echo Daily Devotionals.
Echo.
Hey, Willie, what is Echo?
Echo is my pet squirrel. Okay, yeah. Echo is not just faith-friendly, it is faith-driven.
Be a part of something better.
Echo.
Echo.
It's where I want to be.
That's EKKL.com. Subscribe now.
Scott Jennings fearlessly fights back against the mainstream media on the Scott Jennings podcast.
So the Democratic message for the 2026 midterm is, we don't love America. That's it. The message from the left is, as long as people that we don't like are allowed to win elections, we hate America. That's a heck of a thing to be running an election on. We hate America.
Subscribe for free today on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Well, we've had a change in plans.
What is it?
Well, that's when you laid something out and decided to go in a different direction, Rich, but that's not important. David Blackman got ambushed by something we don't know the nature of it, but he will not be able to stay on the air with us for the rest of the afternoon. And I get it. You know,
I mean, things happen.
This is a man with a ton of responsibilities, and, you know, he's in big demand. Mm-hmm. So we understand, and, of course, I will weep privately. Go back to the...
It's okay. We can handle it.
Maybe we'll throw some cigarette butts at the pipe behind the building.
Oh, that was fun.
But what he does for the show is lay out a game plan of topics, and we're going to continue to go through those. I'm just going to miss getting, you know, his specific take. I wasn't quite sure why the president, and this is going to be our first topic coming back, so invested in Lindsey Graham, who has not seemed...
Couldn't stand him.
His sister won the special election over a guy who, I know David thought, and I believe Ralph Norman, who was really a trustworthy conservative and would have been a more experienced and better option.
Mm-hmm.
But he put his name behind Darlene Graham. She won. I think the reason this may have happened, at least David speculates, that he may have done this because Norman endorsed Nikki Haley in 2023 for president. And that worked out real well for him, didn't it? And for her.
You know, Trump, one of his many failures is, man, he holds grudges. When you go behind his back or do something to him, he doesn't forget it.
Now, in many instances, I can understand that because the country, for the benefit, for the future of the country, the people behind the coup d'etat, starting with Barack Obama, they need to be held accountable. The people that listen to this station and this show believe passionately and are frustrated greatly by the fact that all of them are still free.
Exactly.
They should be in Gitmo.
Absolutely. We need tribunals. That's what we need.
Here we are, a year and a half into his second term, and they're all still free
Greg,
people.
This is par for the course. You know, in 1934, I think, was the first attempted coup in this country where all the business owners who worshipped Adolf Hitler in fascism, they decided they were going to take over America. They made the mistake of contacting Marine Corps General Smedley Butler, Semper Fi, by the way, and he stayed in the program long enough to figure out who was who, what was what, and he went to Congress, and they found that, yes, these people were indeed going to overthrow the country.
Yeah.
But Roosevelt said, well, we don't want to, you know, we're getting over the Great Depression. We really don't want to ruin anything, so we're just not going to worry about it. So they let him go. They didn't arrest him. They didn't even question him. They just let him go. And that was a big mistake, in my opinion, because it's come back around. There's
and continues
always
to be
an underground group of powerful people that want to overthrow this country.
You look at the raid on Mar-a-Lago. I remember that made me physically ill that day.
Yes, that wasn't right.
And I said, this isn't just a raid on Mar-a-Lago, friends. This is a raid on your house, too.
You better believe it.
Because there was no legitimate reason for them to do that, just to send a message, the way the deep state likes to send their messages.
Yep.
Fear. Because God knows Melania's underwear drawer had to be packed with...
Yes, secret stuff.
Yeah.
Top secret stuff.
Yeah. Joe Biden stored a treasure trove of classified documents with his Corvette in a dumpy old garage. And, well, that's different, though, you see. It's always different when it's one of them.
Yeah. So does Hillary.
Anyway, we just got to hope that some of these candidates. I'll tell you, I saw an article yesterday that gave me great hope. In New York State, the Republicans are making tremendous headway. They're tired of the taxes.
If they want to save that state, they better.
And the other thing, and this was actually the biggest question I had for David, and maybe I can get him on for a little bit tomorrow afternoon, but was about the Supreme Court ruling on the mail-in ballots. They upheld the president, but that judge who made the initial decision saying he didn't have that authority, he can reinstitute that. So what happens? He's good, in essence, overruling the Supreme Court.
How's that possible?
It's just the way the judiciary's set up. They sent it back to him, but they sent it with the message, yes, this is within the president's wheelhouse of executive powers. If he does this, then the president's next option is to declare a national emergency on this issue alone, and
he has ultimate power.
And he will be, of course, though, all they do is go to court to find judges that will undermine him. I've never seen anything like this. Especially the first year.
Oh, yeah.
We were being run by district court judges who hate Trump, who are appointed by Democrats.
You hate America.
And judges aren't supposed to rule on political feelings. They're supposed to rule on the law.
Bingo.
And there was very little of that.
Very little.
And it was very frustrating as a citizen. So that's something.
Yeah, but how do you get rid of these judges, I don't know.
Some of them, it depends on the appointment and the circuit that they're ruling in. Some are there like herpes for life. You can't get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
Others are elected. And I don't like the idea of judges campaigning. There's got to be another system out there that we could turn to one day where it's really just about the law.
Exactly.
And whether it's legal or illegal. And keep the feelings out. There is no room in the law for feelings.
You're describing AI.
Yeah.
Think about it.
AI's got a long way to go. I mean, it does amazing things, and
just feed it all the information, let it decide what's legal and what's not.
Rich Thomas makes good use of it, but sometimes he has conversations with his Chat GPT.
Cool.
And by the way, this is not a knock on Rich. When there's a better resource available for him, and this especially when it comes to gathering graphics and information he needs for his weather blog, which we post every morning, and he has at Rich Thomas Weather.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that you can actually converse. Many people have had
what if you can have arguments with
AI sort of friendships. Well, we're sorry that we had to prematurely end our Idiocracy broadcast, but the mail-in ballot thing was something I really wanted to take a deep dive on with David, so maybe we can do that on Monday.
Yeah, maybe.
Our show brought to you in part by Delkin Tomlinson, attorneys at Life. At Life, that's actually as accurate as at law.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's what they handle, life crisis situations, whether it's divorce, somebody from the past trying to change an existing legal arrangement, somebody who has broken an agreement on custody and feels like, well, there's no consequences for this. The worst thing you can do is act on impulse or emotion. The smart thing is to reach out to them at 819-4810 and engage that team, because you will know that you have the support you need to navigate the circumstances, whatever they happen to be. They have incredible legal wisdom, hundreds and hundreds of cases now accumulated over time. But when you're working with them, as I have and others I know have, it's that look in the eye. It's that legal leadership they provide, telling you, here's your situation, here's where you're at, here's where you want to be, and here's how we're going to get you there. And then they do exactly what they tell you they're going to do. They're so good at what they do, and that's the part of it that lots of people have legal wisdom, but it's that ability to see the forest through the trees, take the burden off the client, off the distressed individual who's reached out to them, and then handle it. Get it handled. Because when they look at you and I say, you're going to be okay, you know it. You're going to be okay. They also handle wills. They help with adoptions, blended families, and more. All their services are available on their website, thealabamafamilylawyers.com. Or, again, reach out at 819-4810 here in the 334 area code for Delk and Tomlinson, Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
A representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
All right. Barbara.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello.
Greg, I wanted to tell you, I went to the Montgomery Republicans ladies meeting today, and there's a gentleman there that his name is Pastor Troy Towns, and he says that he knows who you are. He must have talked to you years ago. But he is the head of the Minority Republican something or another in Alabama. And I gave him yours and Joey's names and the phone number of the radio station, and hoping that you can let him on and see if we can't convict some of these black Democrats to change to Republicans.
I don't understand the black allegiance to the Democratic Party at all with their history. I just don't. I don't get it. What have they done for you? Are things better than they were 60 years ago when they bought your vote? I don't think so.
Are they any better today?
No.
No.
They passed legislation that destroyed families, took the father out of the equation, and look what we have. Across the country, millions of young black men, basically uneducated, with no real goals or vision for their lives, and just one tragedy after another.
Yep.
And the Democrats get full credit for that.
Well, I hope, like I said, that he will call both shows, and you'll give him an opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, we will.
As like I said, his name is Pastor Troy Towns, Towns.
Okay, we will look for that call. Thank you so much, Barbara. She's a doll. Skipper's got an update on traffic. Rich's forecast is next.
Well, we believe most of our earlier accidents have cleared, but we have a new one now. I-85 southbound at South Court. Couple of trucks tied up there. A little bit of a slowdown. Please watch out for those folks. Everywhere else around the area, light to mostly moderate afternoon traffic really beginning to build, especially East-South Boulevard. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to moderate traffic. Front Porch Grill is all about good friends, good food, and great memories. Put your feet under the table and just relax. Front Porch Grill next to Food Outlet in Millbrook. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans this evening and again tomorrow, Friday. There will be a generous supply of showers and storms roaming around. They will still be random, and they tend to fade out in the overnight hours. Our low temperature tonight down to about 73. Friday's high up to about 91. And our weather app will keep you on top of the action, showing you where the storms are and where they're going to be, and any push notifications for severe weather alerts as well. Over the weekend, the showers and storms will start to thin out in nature. Fewer storms around. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The cost of living issues really are on the forefront of everybody's mind.
We have to focus as much as we can on controlling costs.
Alabama Power is freezing rates and requiring data centers to pay the full cost of their energy.
It's so important that the big data centers have to pay their fair share.
Alabama Power has always been incredibly responsive.
Alabama Power is not only listening, but they're leading the way and putting their customers first.
Hi, this is Jackson.
And this is Jamie.
From Southern Metal Supply in Prattville. Since we started advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting, our pole barn and metal sales have really taken off.
We just love our partnership with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River Region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
At 425, we're happy to welcome the man who put the
Roy
in Kilroy on line 2. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How are you?
Doing good. I wanted to say something about AI. In fact, it's kind of a question for Terry, but based on something the last caller was talking about, how they took the dads out of the homes and liberal policies. I have a really good friend. She lives in Pennsylvania. She's an African-American female. Great person. We probably don't vote the same. She's been with her partner for, 11, 12 years. They've got 3 kids together. Great home, great family unit, just good, solid, moral people, traditional values, all that. 3rd kid's on the way. They've never gotten married because the incentives for her to not be technically married,
right,
because of all the checks she gets for her kids, is more beneficial than whatever tax write-off you might get.
That's crazy.
Ronald Reagan in the early 80s briefly created quite the stir when he referred or used the term welfare queens. And he wanted to put an end to it because there were women who were having babies, collecting the government guaranteed benefit by the Civil Rights Act and all of that legislation from 1964. And we're talking early 80s now, who were making over $100,000 a year, well over, in many cases, $15,000 a month just on government benefits from all that well-intended legislation to help black people.
We were incentivizing them to have children out of wedlock.
With no father.
Yeah.
And then, and often pooling their resources, so you would have 2 or 3 of these families living in the same home.
Yep.
And not one of them with a father.
Nope.
Call me old-fashioned. I still think dads have an important role in the life of a kid.
Absolutely, they do.
Now, this particular case is nice because the dad is involved and this and that, but I don't blame her for not taking what the government... She didn't write the policies. They were going to give her money if they don't sign a piece of paper. I mean, sign me up. We've tried filing separately in the past. It doesn't work for me and my wife. I'm not sure why. And we've got kids, too, but anyway, if
well, you always hope people have a conscience, but I agree with you. It would be very difficult to say no to that. But then it became a cottage industry, and Ronald Reagan was excoriated by the libtard media back in those days for even suggesting that such a thing as a welfare queen existed when there were thousands of them in Chicago alone. So,
right, and now they have 2 certified guaranteed blue votes in a swing state. They live in Pennsylvania. And how many more cases like that are there? Thousands, tens of thousands.
It's such a sad situation, and I don't know how you fix it.
I don't know.
It'd
be too late.
That sounds like something that could only change through some kind of catastrophe, to be honest.
Could be. Do we have time for my AI question for Terry, or should I
yes,
try again?
ask away.
All right, so I turned off Facebook for several months because I was tired of it, just arguing with strangers about things I don't care about. And I finally turned Facebook back on a couple days ago. I wanted to, see some posts about Dolly and Tim Curry and share things with friends and family. My algorithm, while I was off, it was still open. I just didn't have the app, didn't open it. My algorithm, all day today and yesterday, all I've seen are things from liberal, lefty liberal rags.
Wow.
Just propaganda post after propaganda post. So what's the algorithm trying to do to me, Terry?
You know what it's trying to do to you.
I am not a lefty liberal.
You know what it's trying to do to you.
That's not what I was seeing when I turned it off.
Oh, I know. They took advantage of your vacating time and loaded you up trying to, of course, convince you that the liberal way is the way to go, is what it sounds like to me. You know, they banned me. I can't get back on Facebook.
I'm ready to turn it back off. I felt so healthy and refreshed.
Yep.
And
turn it off.
so maybe they're just tired. They just missed me. They missed me arguing with strangers.
You are an important person. I mean, when you came to Baumhauer's last night, everybody rose.
I don't know about that, Greg, but I appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer, but
No, it was great to see you. That's how it was wonderful to have people stopping by. Have a little. Did you have some strawberry shortcake?
I did, and I got to see Miss Sally, who was one of my favorite people on the planet.
Yes,
Of course, you as well.
thank you for reminding me. Sally's been part of our radio station family for years, going through some health struggles. Please keep her in your prayers, Sally Mills. She is just an awesome lady.
Yes. I won't make it 6 or 8 months before I come back by.
Please. I mean, you're in demand. Thanks,
I don't know
Kilroy.
about that.
You take care, buddy. We'll just grab it. We take risks. Hi, who's this?
Adam? Adam?
Adam. What can we do for you, sir?
Well, I wanted to make a comment on that last guy's comment.
Okay.
He was talking about a great moral lady that he knew, and I think he said Pennsylvania. And I'm not going to sit in judgment on anybody, but to do what she's doing, not being married, having children outside of wedlock, and getting checks from the government, as far as I'm concerned, that is wrong. That is morally wrong.
Very much.
And that's one of the problems we have in this country.
Oh, yeah.
On a grander scale, and we're seeing it everywhere, especially this year. Look at all the corruption that's turned up. We have set up too many programs and made it too easy for people to just steal from our treasury. In that case, as you say, that is morally wrong. There should be a limit.
That is exactly what it is, it's stealing.
But look at
We had
the.
$2.
I know what's happening in this town with the tutoring centers and stuff. There's all this NGO money that's out there, and people get close to it. It doesn't take much effort to get it, and well, they're padding their expenses. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I've had people tell me that on the day they get their SNAP checks or whatever you call them, that they will have a big party.
Yeah.
Because when they go and get groceries with the money, the SNAP money, there's no way they could possibly, eat all of it.
Yeah.
And so they have big parties and invite the community and stuff. And I'm thinking, man, that is just theft.
It is.
And no wonder my taxes are so high if I got to keep that up.
And we're still running up $1 trillion in debt every 2 or 3 months.
It's insane. We can't pay it back.
No, it's going to end poorly for everybody.
What it's going to end in is a digital currency.
I hope not.
I hope not, too, but that's where we're headed.
I appreciate the call and the comment. We're a little bit tight for time here at 4:33. We have one more caller before Robert.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're all right. How are you?
Hey, the last caller. Let's look at this thing from the side of how it was invented. If I saw people that needed a place to park, that really needed it because they was handicapped, I would make a marker say handicapped parking.
Mm-hmm.
But when I allow other people just to park in it without any check behind it or any authority behind it, then it becomes an open market. That's what happened to the food stamp and the welfare. It was to help some people that were really needed, and it had its perks. It has its reasons.
Sure.
But then that's like telling me that here's a checkbook, write your own check. No, somebody got to check behind me and make sure that I am writing a legitimate check.
Look at the money they just blatantly stole in Minneapolis.
Billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars
Right,
by
because
non-citizens who quickly, in their brief time in America, learned how to rip it off. That was the first thing they were taught.
Because we left them in a gap. We hired people at $80,000 to $90,000 a year to sit in an office to double check this stuff, and all they were doing was just signing papers and putting their name on. There's no check.
And probably getting a kickback.
Absolutely, they were stuffing their pockets with money.
So that's what the system became corrupt, trying to help people that didn't have a chance.
Absolutely.
See,
I agree with you.
This is a generous country. Nobody wants to see anybody suffer, and
we're being taken advantage of.
Totally.
Being taken advantage.
It's turned into the multi-trillion-dollar ripoff of the last 50
We're
years.
suckers. We're suckers.
Yeah. And I know what goes on in this town, and I know how it goes on in this town. And one of these days, I think you're going to see some arrests eventually.
I hope so.
We just got started with that mayor's initiative, the drug dealers from the people on the crime prevention task force. I mean, you can't make that up.
I think each one of these social workers should be charged with it. Whoever was in charge of the check and balance should be the one go to jail.
Yeah.
Wow, I agree.
It's time to hold people accountable, and that goes all the way to the top. Why have we not seen something take place regarding the coup d'etat that Barack Obama instigated against Donald Trump in his first term?
And the thing
that cannot go unpunished.
You got to have teeth in your enforcement. You can't slap them on the hands and say you got to do community service. No. You're going to have to do hard time.
And when others find out that, I might be doing hard time,
it's a deterrent.
I'll pass on.
If I go to the bank and write a bad check or steal from the bank, I'm going to prison.
Exactly.
You certainly
are.
are.
God said it was a deterrent, so it's a deterrent.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Robert.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. All right, it is 4:36 on News Talk 93.1 FM. We'll have Brant McDonald at 5:15.
Then we have a business break today?
We have a business break coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All righty then.
Got to go out front and make sure our guest has arrived and can get in the building in a timely fashion.
Yes, sir.
Right now at 4:36, got traffic. 1819 News next.
Well, we had an accident, I-85 southbound at South Union. Couple of trucks tied up right there. Please use caution. A little bit of a slowdown and around the area, light to moderate building afternoon traffic. Seeing more cars everywhere, including Prattville, Millbrook, and Wetumpka. Please be safe out there this afternoon. We'll update you if any new accidents happen. Front Porch Grill is all about good friends, good food, and great memories. Put your feet under the table and just relax. Front Porch Grill next to Food Outlet in Millbrook. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Adams Motorsports of Montgomery, where your pleasure is their business.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville says that the neighboring country of Canada has been a big problem when it comes to cheating the American forestry industry. Tuberville is a member of the Senate Agriculture Committee, and he says that U.S. foresters have told him of the undercutting going on by the Canadian government by way of subsidizing their lumber businesses. In turn, the lumber products exported by Canada to the U.S. are undercutting the lumber businesses here. Tuberville says that the recent issuing of tariffs by President Trump will help relieve the economic tensions that Canada has created with American industries. Tuberville accused Canada of stealing from the U.S. for years by dumping their products into the U.S. that consumers here should be buying from American farmers and manufacturers. Tuberville says that Prime Minister Mark Carney will not be allowed to take advantage of the U.S. anymore. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A murder suspect was in court this past Wednesday in Montgomery for a hearing on Anaya's law and whether or not he should be released on bond. Jaleel Bivens was arrested for the strangulation death of an Alabama State University student, Abel Walters. Bivens had driven from Florida to visit with Walters this past weekend. The two were dating. Authorities say the two got into an argument in one of the temporary dormitories on campus. That's where Walters' body was found. The judge will issue a ruling on bond for Bivens in the next few days. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
AdamsMotorsports.com on the web or Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard in Montgomery. That's at Adams Motorsports in Montgomery, where your pleasure is our business. Come by and learn more about the new Suzuki GSX 8R motorcycle and see for yourself the bar has officially been reset.
A great lawn doesn't happen by accident. It takes a pro.
That's where Turf by Pest Pro comes in. We handle the weeds, feed your grass, and take care of fire ants so your lawn stays healthy, strong, and looking its best, which means your yard is ready for cookouts, playtime, and making memories all season long. Get started today. Call 265-9990 or visit us at ppsriverregion.com. That's 265-9990 or visit us at ppsriverregion.com. When you want to grow, call a pro. Turf by Pest Pro.
In August, buy any large pizza at Pizza Perfect and get any medium pizza for just $2. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. $12 for seniors, first responders, and military. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Pizza Perfect is also available for pickup and delivery. Any medium pizza is just $2 with the purchase of a large at Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Bowen Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Let's listen for Joey.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans this evening and again tomorrow, Friday. There will be a generous supply of showers and storms roaming around. They will still be random, and they tend to fade out in the overnight hours. Our low temperature tonight down to about 73. Friday's high up to about 91. And our weather app will keep you on top of the action, showing you where the storms are and where they're going to be, and any push notifications for severe weather alerts as well. Over the weekend, the showers and storms will start to thin out in nature. Fewer storms around. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Here's a guy that we used to play frequently, and I love his commentaries, but he likes to stick an occasional F-bomb in there. Now, in the privacy of your own home. I just don't have time to edit that stuff out, but we've got a couple by Paul Joseph Watson that are always worth a listen.
We're here in Dresden covering Bilderberg, but of course we've had the massacre in Orlando, Florida. 20 people, now they're saying up to 30, shot dead by an individual who has been identified as Omar Mateen, somebody of Afghan descent, who of course is a Muslim, and the religion of peace strikes. Again, imagine my shock. So the top trending hashtag on Twitter right now is gun control now. That's right, the trendies are already out in force trying to seize on that narrative. They don't seem to be as concerned about the fact that in 11 Islamic countries, gay people are executed. That's right, in 11 countries, state execution of homosexuals is still government policy. So where's the hashtag Stop Islam now? How many more innocent people need to die before we acknowledge that Islam has a violence problem? Why are the trendies bleating on about gun control when this is all about Islam? We had Paris, we had Brussels, now this has come home, it's come to America, and again, the narrative has completely flipped. So again, we've got people like Sally Cohn of CNN saying, tweeting out, racist extremist hate is a problem with any religion, not just Islam. A single Muslim just killed more gays than so-called gay bashing killed in the last 50 years. So how in the hell is every religion responsible for violence against gay people? Completely insane. So again, Trump warned about Brussels before it happened. He's been proven right yet again. And hug a Muslim didn't work after the Paris attacks, did it? Pray for Orlando is not going to work after these attacks. And this isn't a problem with gun control. It isn't a problem with lone wolves. It isn't even a problem with jihadists. It's a problem with Islam. Where are all the leftists protesting against gays being thrown off buildings by ISIS, by countries like Saudi Arabia still executing homosexuals? And when are we going to face up to the fact that Islam has a violence problem? It's not a religion of peace. It needs to be reformed now, or we're going to see many more tragedies like last night in Orlando, Florida. This is Paul Joseph Watson for Infowars.com.
All right, that was a number of years ago, and it stands up. I don't understand it, why you would, and that there's even a debate, the bitching about, we can't have Sharia law. We have law in this country established under the Constitution of the United States. You can't have a separate set of laws applicable. It's like this recent situation, I believe it was in Dearborn, where the city council, primarily Islamists, voted to permit people to do animal sacrifices in their backyards. That must be a fun neighborhood to live in. Hear the silence of the lambs, so to speak. Yet, there are codes in Michigan that are very much designed to put an end to animal cruelty. So who wins? Well, it's their culture. It's the, that's a garbage culture, in my opinion. And you're going to see this. This is going to come up time and time again. And I guess if you get in front of the right judge, they may sanction Sharia law. Texas is taking steps against it. But that, to me, is just the stupid in the extreme. By the way, David Blackman had an emergency come up, so we had to leave the show at 4 p.m. And he'll be back with us on Monday. We had a ton of great stuff to cover. We're going to do some of it here, but we have a call on the line now. Good afternoon. Who's this? Take two. Good afternoon. Who's this? All right, I got all the right buttons pressed, but there apparently is nobody there. Some of the other things that were on our to-do list this afternoon, Gavin Newsom has put his fabulous mansion on the market for $7.5 million and claims that he had no idea. This is his mansion. He has no idea that there was a 5,000 bottle wine cellar in there. And they do this with a straight face. Let's try, see if we get the phone to work on this call. Good afternoon.
Hey, it's George with Presley Roofing.
George, we were waiting out in front for you. We didn't know if you were calling or coming in this afternoon, but it's great to have you with us. Welcome to the show and welcome to the radio station. How are you today?
Doing great. Great to be with you.
Yes, and first of all, let's talk about they're the newest part of the News Talk family here. And let's talk about your company and the services you provide and so forth.
Yes, sir. So Presley Roofing started in 1949 in Mobile, Alabama. My wife's grandfather started the business.
Cool.
And so she is a third-generation business owner, and we operated and still do in Mobile for quite a long time, and we have, over the last couple of years, expanded our business, including up into the river region. So we've been operating up in this area, up in the Montgomery area for a couple of years now, and so really, really glad to be up here servicing folks.
75 years of experience. So you've been with the business, well, the improvements and changes over time. But I love, and you're a great fit here on News Talk because the family-owned and operated business is our bread and butter, and our listeners really love those who have the experience and the family approach. Do you do residences, commercial roofing, all roofing? Tell us about the folks that can use your service.
Yes, sir. We do take care of all types of roofing, industrial, commercial, residential. We do plenty of roof repairs, rejuvenations, re-roofs, metal roofs, really anything that you need. We do gutters. We're actually doing remodeling and things of that nature now because we are a licensed home builder. And so anything that a person needs as far as roof evaluations, inspections, we can do really all of it.
I'm curious to know, is there a rule of thumb on how often a home, say a 3-bed, 2-bath home, how often it should have the roof completely replaced? Or are there steps that people can take to preserve, like sometimes do people just have to replace the shingles, or do they need to get to the plywood and the undercoating? Do you do evaluations for folks?
Yes. So that's a great question, actually. On average, shingle roofs in our area down in Mobile last on average around 16 years or so, maybe 18 years. Up in the region there, the river region, it's very similar. But there are things that we can do to extend the life of the roof. Getting that roof evaluated and inspected, starting in about 10 years is a really smart idea. Getting into the preventive maintenance side of it. We have a product called Roof Rejuvenation that it is a spray coating that we put. It's actually not a coating. It's an oil that we put into the shingles that reactivates the asphalt in the shingles. And if, let's say, you have 6 years of serviceable life left in those shingles, if we do this application, then it adds an additional 5 years of life to it. And so it's really, really a great product. I really call it a good cash flow product for the customer because we do that at about a quarter of the cost of a full replacement.
And I'm assuming that treatment also revitalizes the look of the roof too.
Oh, it definitely does, because what it does is it kills the bedding areas where the black algae and the streaks kind of grow. And so after a couple rain cycles, you'll begin to see all of that flake away, and you'll have a fresher looking, consistently colored looking roof, and you don't have those black streaks that everybody hates.
We're talking to George Sporlock with Presley Roofing, new to the News Talk family, and we hope you'll consider using them if you're in the need of just an evaluation on the condition of your roof. We just talked about roof rejuvenation, but they do full repairs, full replacements, both shingle and metal roofing, low slope and commercial roofing. And let's talk about storm damage repair, because as you know, Alabama gets its fair share of severe weather. And
yes.
Sometimes you've got to have somebody who knows what they're looking at to file an insurance claim, because that should be something covered by homeowners, right?
That's right. And, being that we originated down here on the Gulf Coast, we have a tremendous amount of experience dealing with hurricanes, tropical storms, tornadoes, all of those things. And so we have dealt with any of the situations that you could imagine. And as I say that, I'm sure that there's something that likely tomorrow may happen that is new and fresh to me. But we've seen it all, we really feel like, and we can handle emergency repairs. We do a lot of evaluations. We did free estimates, so we're going to come out, take a look at your situation, and give you some advice at no charge. And happy to do that. And in a post-storm environment, getting your property in the dry is very, very critical. And so we try to react and do emergency services as needed.
Well, one thing I know I'd like to talk to you about is gutters. It's funny. I grew up in Chicago. Every house up there had gutters. Same thing in South Florida, but here in Alabama, it's kind of a gutter optional sort of place, and I think they're very useful, and can actually become a nice part of the look of the house when done properly. And you do gutters as well.
That's right. Yeah, gutters can be very useful. I think I think some people just get it in their minds that they don't like the look of it. But I think if you do it uniformly and do the whole house, then it can serve to keep from washing out the flower beds, and mamas don't like that at all.
No,
and,
I was just thinking exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so there is great benefit of being able to control the direction of the water a lot of water that's coming off of your roof. So, we have a great team of people that do that.
One last question. Presley Roofing, what sets you apart from the others? With 75 years, the experience alone is a huge difference maker, and that's something anybody can trust. But what are the things that you're most proud of about the company?
I think our customers, by and large, really understand us as we get to know them as people. Is we spend a good amount of time with every customer. We're not in, give them a price and move on. We want to take the time to explain the entire process, especially on a roof replacement, what's involved, what are the things that can happen, what are extra charges that may be incurred because of, rotten wood or something like that. So taking the time to be face-to-face with the customer and just be honest. We really pride ourselves on treating our customers like we want to be treated, and that has been a formula that's been very successful for us. One of the best things I like to do, and people are surprised to hear this, is I like to tell the customer sometimes, you don't need me. Everything is great. Your roof's in good shape. Let's look at it again in another year or two. And so it builds trust with people over time. And so we talk to them about preventive maintenance. Hey, let's spend a little bit of money to prevent spending a lot of money with us later. And so building that trust, and we've been able to do that over 3 generations. And I think that's something we're most proud of.
Well, those of you who have been listening and are contemplating some type of roof repair, replacement, you may not know what you need at all. This is a company that does not assume you need a new roof when you call them. You may, but it's one of many, many options that you'll have with Presley Roofing. What is the contact number?
Yeah, we have a sales team there in Montgomery, 334-202-9364.
Okay, that's 334-202-9364. And it's been a pleasure. Time's gone by too quick. We haven't even had time to get to everything that you cover, but we want to welcome you to the station. I know our listeners love to do business with people that do business with us because they know that's what keeps us on the air. So I'm looking forward to a long, healthy relationship with your company. And congratulations on 75 years. That's an incredible achievement.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's really a blessing to be here.
We'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Presley Roofing, our newest sponsor. You're on Happy Times. And founded in 1949. And they serve all of central Alabama. So we've...
wow. I'm impressed.
We've been looking for a great roofing company to partner up with, and we're so glad to have them. Again, that's 334-202-9364. And thank you, George Spurlock, for joining us here on News Talk this afternoon. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock already.
I know. Isn't that unreal?
And we didn't even get to touch but a fraction of the stuff that we were going to go over with David. David had to depart early. I just sent him a note saying, hope everything is okay.
Yeah, exactly.
On your end. So right now, as we get ready for the 5 o'clock hour, we've got we're going to jump to the traffic dungeon next, Wall Street Business, and then Salem Radio Network News in 5.
Well, we had a couple of trucks get into a minor accident, 85 southbound right before the 65 merge. Last we saw right off to the right, all lanes are open, but watch out for folks walking around there. Very busy everywhere. Interstates, Boulevard, folks getting off work, a lot of folks getting out on the roads. Slow down, be safe, we'll keep you updated. Get a Toyota Tundra with financing as low as 1.99% at McKinnon Toyota. At the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic. 5 o'clock. 1 Skywatch traffic. 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 1 Skywatch traf
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. General Mills says it's ending the use of artificial coloring in its U.S. cereals.
That includes Lucky Charms.
Frosted Lucky Charms!
Magically delicious. And Trix.
Orangey orange, grapey purple, raspberry red.
The shift will be to fruit and vegetable-based dyes and colors derived from spices like paprika and turmeric to keep their bright colors. General Mills says 90% of its retail products are free of artificial dyes.
And that is correspondent Ed Donahue. Technology stocks led Wall Street after NVIDIA, Salesforce, and others reported fatter profits for the spring than expected. The S&P 500 rose 0.707% of its value by the closing bell. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also posting a good-sized gain, up by 105 points, and the S&P 500 was up by 55. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Life gets busy, but a clean home makes everything feel a little easier. Let Southern Bell's cleaning service take one more thing off your to-do list. Callan and Jesse have spent years earning the trust of families across the river region by cleaning the old-fashioned way. Attention to detail, reliable service, and a job done right. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in residential and commercial cleaning, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today, 546-0715, or follow Southern Bells Cleaning River Region on Facebook.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800-lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Every occasion deserves great food, amazing drinks, and an atmosphere worth remembering. Welcome to 243 South in the heart of historic downtown Prattville. From lunch and dinner to weekend brunch and happy hour, 243 South brings Southern hospitality and elevated dining together under one roof. And there's even more. The Ember Parlor is 243 South's newest addition, a rentable event space perfect for your next party, private gathering, or celebration. Plus, don't forget about 243 South's catering menu and delivery options. 243 South, come hungry and stay a while.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says he's renaming Lake Ontario to be known as Lake America in the United States as he escalates his trade war with Canada. The president signed an executive order in the Oval Office on Thursday that updated the lake's name for the U.S. Geographic Naming Service. Trump cannot force Canada to follow his preferred naming convention, however. Ratko Mladic, the notorious Bosnian Serb general, has died at age 84 while serving a life sentence for war crimes. UN officials confirmed his death Thursday in a hospital in The Hague. Mladic was sentenced in 2017 for his role in the Bosnian conflict, which left over 100,000 dead. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 105 points. The Nasdaq rose 411. More details at srnnews.com.
What if managing healthcare felt less like dealing with a cold corporation and more like joining a community that truly cares? That's the idea behind Netwell, a nonprofit healthcare sharing ministry. Netwell brings members together to share medical expenses with access to Aetna's network of providers, helping families gain greater control, lower costs, and a more compassionate approach to healthcare. Ready for something better? Explore health sharing today at netwell.com.
Hey, y'all, I'm Willie Robertson.
And I'm Corey Robertson.
We partnered with Echo. It's a new platform, not just streaming.
Movies and series that are safe for your family.
Echo.
I
love a podcast.
Plus, Echo Daily Devotionals.
Echo. Hey, Willie, what is Echo?
Echo is my pet squirrel.
Okay, now, Echo is not just faith-friendly, it is faith-driven.
Be a part of something better.
Echo.
Echo.
Where I want to be. That's EKKL.com.
Subscribe now.
No, I got stuck at work, but
It's 5 o'clock if you're interested.
It's 5 o'clock.
get me out of here.
Get me out of here.
Get me out of here, please.
Just get me out of here, okay?
Get me out of here. There's no more work.
Hey, buddy, you and I have no more work, no more business, no more deals.
The workday is over. My work is over. It's 5 o'clock and we're getting nowhere. Work is over.
But don't you be expecting no more work out of me.
And welcome back. It is
Wow.
a couple of weeks ago on the morning show. I brain farted on the name of Jay Scott's Saturday show on games.
Yeah.
And what did I call it? Big Game Chat instead of in-game chat, something like that.
Sounds like a safari show.
And he came back a minute later and said, yeah, you talk about that on your afternoon show, Happy Times.
I love it.
And that stuck.
Yeah.
So welcome. Today it's Happy Times.
Yeah, there you go.
We're trying anyway.
I will give it a shot.
Unfortunately, our time with David Blackman was cut short today. Some of the other things, and I want to take a deeper dive on this. Harry Enton, along with Scott Jennings, may be the only honest reporter on all of CNN. He does their polling analysis, and he tells the truth. He says that President Trump is more widely admired by GOP voters than either Ronald Reagan or Abe Lincoln.
Whoa.
So we're gonna take a dive. I got a thing on X that we can listen to a little bit later.
Old statement.
David also had planned to touch on the passing of Dolly. CNN, by the way, was forced to apologize to Dolly's family after using a photo of a tawdry Vegas impersonator in its coverage of her death.
It figures.
Does it get any lower than that?
No, they're scum. They're scumbags.
NBC News used a photo of Lonnie Anderson in one of its reports in covering Dolly. These people are
despicable
and beyond shame.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's sorry.
They don't care. I don't know what the deal is. All I know is that, at least the way it used to work in a newsroom, if you're covering a major story like the loss of somebody like Dolly Parton,
a personality, yeah,
and you come up with a picture of Lonnie Anderson and it runs on TV, your ass is fired.
It should. They should be. That's.
I mean,
you just don't do that.
You wouldn't even have a chance to defend yourself on that, and you would know it was wrong. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Best way to put it.
Here's a funny story. You know, this whole thing, Trump is trolling Canada and the world, and a lot of very fragile, emotional people with the renaming of Lake Ontario,
I love it.
Lake America. Both the mayor of Toronto, who is the total dimbulb, and the premier of Ontario declared trade wars on America this week, but they backed off when they found out that the eastern half of Canada gets almost 100% of its oil and about 80% of its natural gas from the United States.
Oops.
So you should never launch a trade war until you know how you're going to come out of that in the end. What's at risk here?
Idiots.
Stupid. AOC has officially joined the Democratic Socialists of America.
That's a shocker.
And seen as a step in her run for the presidency. I really am not... At this point, I don't think she'd win.
Not yet.
But I don't even want to go through a year of campaign propaganda.
That voice.
And that voice of hers, which, listen, I think if I were Scott Bowers and I had to paint a wall and take off the old paint, I would just play her voice in there and it would just fall off.
It's terrible.
I just don't get how low the standard is that woman with her track, all she's done is make crap up. She accomplished nothing.
Exactly.
Lucked into a House seat, and now she's going to be president.
No, she's not.
So we'll take a deeper dive on a lot of these items later in the hour here on News Talk 93.1 FM.
She is a piece of work.
Oh, God. the worst kind.
Following in her hero Pelosi.
Yeah, it just never fails to amaze.
Me
Friends,
neither.
Labor Day, I keep thinking Labor Day is this weekend. It's not, because Labor Day is as late as it can be in any year, September 7th. So we still have one more weekend to go. But if you're planning Labor Day travels, do yourself the biggest favor. Get your car to one of Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire's 4 locations and get the pre-trip preventive maintenance checkup.
Yep.
Along with all the other basics, the oil, the lube, all the things you do in a regular tune-up for a vehicle. But have them look at everything. Run diagnostics. Look at the brakes. Check the tires, the tread on the tires. Generally, they want you to get every possible safe mile you can out of tires, but they may recommend you replace a couple. Because I got news for you, especially since a lot of the travel from here is south on the holidays. Anybody that's made that drive from here to Mobile on 65 knows there are vast stretches where the last thing you want is some kind of a problem with the car.
Well, I'll tell you, Greg, if you've ever sat on the side of the interstate and kneeled down trying to take, with your jack, trying to jack your vehicle up, man, you got cars going past you at 90 miles an hour, 2 feet away. It's scary.
I had to do that on I-95 in Fort Lauderdale once, and you're right. I mean,
it's scary.
There was only so much shoulder room.
Exactly.
I got the car up on the jack to change the tire for about 10 minutes, though. Every semi that went past, that wind, and it would shake.
Yep.
It's like it didn't collapse. So the best way to not have that happen is to do the preventive maintenance they do so well at 4 Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire locations.
Well, it's worth it because you're not going to have to explain to your wife that you decided not to do that when she's on the side of the road in the car and she's not happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want that to happen.
Absolutely. And they make it easy. You know, they could do it by appointment. You can just drop in, and because they take, in the medical business, they call them walk-ins. They take drive-ins. If you got, their waiting rooms are nice, got coffee, TV monitors to look at.
Good magazine selection.
Yes. I mean, those little things can matter. And 4 locations to serve you. Doug Mitchell has an excellent group on Bell Road just north of Vaughan. Downtown Preston leads the team at 408 Madison. That's great if you work downtown, get your car there. They'll get you to your office and back with your car when it's done. And 2 in Twice-A-Day Millbrook, Mitch Duncan with the team high atop Mount Duncan, the big hill behind the McDonald's on Highway 14. And then you also got another group on Cusada. That's their newest location.
Wow.
And I've had my car serviced there, and that's also top-notch mechanics, customer service that exceeds your highest expectations. Look for Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire on Facebook and join the VIP club and earn yourself a free service. Skipper's got traffic, weather, and then Brand.
Busy building traffic around the area, especially 85 northbound, 65 northbound, our second busiest avenue right now out of Montgomery. 231 to Wetumpka, light to mostly moderate building traffic. Boulevards are busy. Just that time of day, but right now, traffic flow for the most part, good. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, you can get up to $5,000 off a new Nissan Frontier. At the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans this evening and again tomorrow, Friday. There will be a generous supply of showers and storms roaming around. They will still be random, and they tend to fade out in the overnight hours. Our low temperature tonight down to about 73. Friday's high up to about 91. And our weather app will keep you on top of the action, showing you where the storms are and where they're going to be, and any push notifications for severe weather alerts as well. Over the weekend, the showers and storms will start to thin out in nature. Fewer storms around. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
You obtuse piece of flotsam. He is an obtuse piece of flotsam. It's 5:15. I do Stock 93.1 FM. Greg Vidal with Terry Adams, and joining us now, Mr. Right on the Money, Brant McDonald from Waverly Advisors. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, Greg. Good afternoon to you. How you doing, man? Good day?
Well, we've had some unexpected things happen, but we've rolled with the punches today. We're okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really well. Good day.
At 7:30 every morning, or most mornings, I am paying rapt attention to the Fox Business screen in our studio because I'm looking at the numbers that you tell us are coming out. And so I saw the PCE today, was it, right?
Well, the PCE was yesterday.
Okay. What was the one that came out today? It just looked like it was what they were
Jobless
expecting.
claims. It's the weekly jobless claims numbers. You saw that, and then I'm sure you saw an incredible amount of commentary about Kevin Warsh and his speech tomorrow. I mean, this has been built up. I know the average person probably listening to us wouldn't know this, but in the financial community anyway, it's being built up like a State of the Union speech or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how big of a deal this is. And it's not just because we have a new Fed chair. It's not just because of that. I mean, in and of itself, I think there would be a lot of hype around his speech because he's bringing an entirely new sort of fresh take on how to run the Fed. But outside of that is all the sort of nervousness and a little bit of anxiety on a lot of what we've been reporting on, which is about bond yields and Scott Bessent's activities in the secondary market of the U.S. Treasury market. And that's, I think, as equally important as anything that Kevin Warsh could potentially talk about. And the truth of the matter is, no one knows for sure what he's going to say in this speech. Mm. I mean, you look at the title of the speech, and it's something, it's about new financial technology and the impact on payment systems or something. But typically in the past, Fed chairmen or women, they have given speeches like that, but they always use it as a platform to shed a little bit more light, get a little more granular as to what they're thinking with respect to monetary policy. I anticipate that Warsh tomorrow is probably going to talk a lot about the 5 task forces that he has assembled and how important it is to let those task forces, each of the 5 sort of committees, if you will, go out and do their research, come back, present their findings to the Fed, and recommend potential changes in terms of how the Fed operates on a day-to-day basis and how they would read in various inflation data in this new modern age, if you will. But as I said, the really big part of this, everyone is going to be hanging on to see if he's got anything to say about the activities that have happened in the bond market. And here's the reason why. And this is kind of the crux of the matter. We really haven't done massive QE in a long time, going back to the financial crisis of 08 and 09. And Scott Bessent has kind of stolen his thunder and really put Kevin Warsh into a bind here because the Treasury Secretary is out here using Treasury money, which is not newly created money. It's in the sort of the checking account of the Treasury, but he's using that money to do Operation Twist and force long-term bond yields lower. And he doesn't have a lot of firepower, really. And so that's putting Warsh in a box, because Warsh is over here talking about, on the one hand, he wants to see inflation at 2%. He's rethinking the Fed. He wants to do all this and that. But he may be absolutely forced to have to do QE and create money, give it to the Treasury so that they can go out and buy these Treasury bonds. And if that happens, I think you're going to see gold and all these commodities are going to really begin to move. They're going to be on a torrid march higher.
Wow.
Because that increases the money supply.
Yeah.
Now, during the financial crisis, they did this, and it only made its way into M1, which mainly is financial institutions. During COVID, it made its way into M2, which was all the way down to individual people like ourselves and small business owners, which dramatically increased the amount of money in the system, that geometric pace of compounding of money exchanging from one hand to the other, and that created a humongous spike in inflation, as we all know. But still, just the words of QE and creating money is going to have a profound impact on asset prices. And that is, to me, that's the essence of what this whole speech is about tomorrow. Is he going to talk about it or not? Is he going to be questioned about it if he does various interviews? And that's a big deal.
He seems more than capable of articulating the things he's going to say. I have confidence he'll be up to the occasion, whatever it demands from him. I think he will too. But you have to remember too, he's made it abundantly clear that he's not going to be like the last several Fed chairs that we've had, whether it was Jay Powell, Janet Yellen, or Ben Bernanke, who really believed in being super transparent about the Fed's thoughts, holding these press conferences and getting down into the nitty-gritty on kind of what they're thinking. And he has pretty well said, we're not doing that anymore. The Fed is too big. It's too powerful. It's become political. And we're going to tone it down. The market's just going to have to figure it out on its own, basically. And that's what he's been saying. And so I hear him, and I actually agree with him. I think it's refreshing, and it's probably not bad. The only issue with that is that worked really well before Ben Bernanke, because we had a much more sound, fiscal policy profile and a much more sound budget deficit, much more sound balance sheet in terms of the amount of debt we had. Today is a lot different. It's a whole lot different. We're kind of on a razor's edge out there with the amount of debt we have and the budget deficit like it is. And so I think that there's a whole lot of anxiety, that's building around the fact that he's not being more forthcoming than he could be, if that makes sense. What time is the speech going to be tomorrow, do you know?
I think it's at 10 o'clock. I need to go back and verify that. Typically, that's when they do it, but they sometimes change it. I'll need to check that out. If we have time tomorrow afternoon, to sort of check in with you, we will. I mean, certainly if he's got any major news in his speech, it'll be market moving, and that might require, us to touch base and close out the week with you. But if it's a ho-hum speech and he doesn't say anything, which is quite possible, then it'll be a big nothing burger.
Well, if it's a big nothing burger, you can always call and say, how you doing? You're my friend. I want people to understand that.
It was a big nothing burger.
He's very much, even though I am just a few years older than he is, he's very much like a big brother to me. He's been that. No, you have. I mean, you've been that kind of a person in my life. leader, mentor. When I need a solid answer on a tough question, you're the guy I talk to.
There you go. It's good to have one of those.
Well, that's very true. Over the years, we have had some very serious financial discussions and personal life discussions and all kinds of discussions.
He is always 100% honest. He doesn't blow smoke because he wants what's best for you. And he's the same. This is why clients love him, because they don't have to second guess, wonder. Everything is made perfectly clear because it's your money and he cares. And you'll pick that up if you're ever in the building where Waverly Advisors is. It's like a New York energy in that place. They work really, really hard. No slackers in that building, I'll tell you.
That's right. It's New York energy minus Mamdani. There we go.
That's like heaven. Imagine how great New York would be without him and you running things. Brad, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. If there's big news on Friday morning, we'll be here for it, okay?
You got it, buddy.
Take care.
Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, man. Bye-bye.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Okay, back to the traffic dungeon. News coming up. Sky Mosley.
Busy building traffic around the area, especially 85 northbound, 65 northbound, our second busiest avenue right now out of Montgomery. 231 to Wetumpka, light to mostly moderate building traffic. Boulevards are busy just that time of day, but right now traffic flow for the most part good. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, you can get up to $5,000 off a new Nissan Frontier. At the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Bath Innovations. Call Bath Innovations today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A local man has been sentenced for his role in a series of armed robberies throughout Montgomery. 21-year-old Najari Mitchell pleaded guilty to multiple charges arising from armed robberies committed during the summer of 2025. Wednesday, a judge sentenced Mitchell to 25 years in federal prison. There is no parole in the federal system. Red Lobster will be closing its longtime Montgomery location early next month. The Wednesday announcement stated the location on Atlanta Highway near Eastdale Mall will close on Sunday, September 6th. According to Red Lobster, the closure reflected specific decisions tied to the operating conditions at the Montgomery location. Senator Tommy Tuberville has reiterated his intent to reduce violent crime in Montgomery. On Wednesday, Tuberville stated, "We all know Montgomery has problems. We've got judges, we've got district attorneys that are not doing their jobs." Tuberville added, "The cavalry's coming. We're going to have safe streets. We're going to have safe neighborhoods." From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Bath Innovations of Alabama can replace your old bathtub with a low-step shower featuring built-in seating, secure grab bars, and slip-resistant flooring, often installed in as little as 1 day. Call Bath Innovations of Alabama today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Poarch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Poarch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at PoarchCreekIndians.org.
Beyond the forecast with meteorologist Ben Lang on the 2023 Selma tornado.
We were here in the studio. The tornado didn't hit us. We were just fine. We're still able to go to work the next day. But for other people, their lives have been upended. That's really tough. It is a big deal to be able to use my knowledge about what's going on with the weather to hopefully be able to keep folks safe.
Ben Lang, part of the Action 8 weather team, your weather authority.
Maybe you're doing well in sales, but you're ready for something bigger. At Blue Water Broadcasting, you'll help local businesses grow with customized marketing campaigns that combine the reach of 7 radio stations with powerful digital solutions. We're looking for someone who enjoys meeting people, earning their trust, and delivering results. If you're driven, professional, and ready to build a career, not just another sales job, we should talk. Visit BlueWaterBroadcasting.com and send me your resume today. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
See, I'm not one of these people who's worried about everything. You got people like this around you. Country's full of them now. People walking around all day long, every minute of the day, worried about everything. Worried about the air, worried about the water, worried about the soil. Worried about insecticides, pesticides, food additives, carcinogens. Worried about radon gas, worried about asbestos. Worried about saving endangered species. Let me tell you about endangered species, all right? Saving endangered species is just one more arrogant attempt by humans to control nature. It's arrogant meddling. It's what got us in trouble in the first place. Doesn't anybody understand that? Interfering with nature. Over 90%, way over 90% of all the species that have ever lived on this planet, are gone. They're extinct. We didn't kill them all. They just disappeared. That's what nature does. They disappear these days at the rate of 25 a day. And I mean regardless of our behavior. Irrespective of how we act on this planet, 25 species that were here today will be gone tomorrow. Let them go gracefully. Leave nature alone. Haven't we done enough? We're so self-important. So self-important. Everybody's going to save something now. Save the trees, save the bees, save the whales, save those snails. And the greatest arrogance of all, save the planet. What? Are these people kidding me? Save the planet? We don't even know how to take care of ourselves yet. We haven't learned how to care for one another. We're going to save the planet? I'm getting tired of that. I'm tired of Earth Day. I'm tired of these self-righteous environmentalists, these white bourgeois liberals who think the only thing wrong with this country is there aren't enough bicycle paths. People trying to make the world safe for their Volvos. Besides, environmentalists don't give a about the planet. They don't care about the planet. Not in the abstract, they don't. Not in the abstract, they don't. You know what they're interested in? A clean place to live. Their own habitat. They're worried that someday in the future they might be personally inconvenienced. Narrow, unenlightened self-interest doesn't impress me. Besides, there is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine. The people are difference. The planet is fine. Compared to the people, the planet is doing great. It's been here 4.5 billion years. Did you ever think about the arithmetic? Planet has been here 4.5 billion years. We've been here, what, 100,000? Maybe 200,000? And we've only been engaged in heavy industry for a little over 200 years. 200 years versus 4.5 billion. And we have the conceit to think that somehow we're a threat? That somehow we're going to put in jeopardy this beautiful little blue-green ball that's just a-floating around the sun? The planet has been through a lot worse than us. Been through all kinds of things worse than us. Been through earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics, continental drift, solar flares, sunspots, magnetic storms, the magnetic reversal of the poles, hundreds of thousands of years of bombardment by comets and asteroids and meteors, worldwide floods, tidal waves, worldwide fires, erosion, cosmic rays, recurring ice ages, and we think some plastic bags and some aluminum cans are going to make a difference? The planet isn't going anywhere. We are. We're going away. Pack your folks. We're going away.
As long as I don't have to go through TSA.
Oh, amen, brother.
You know?
God, they've destroyed the fun of flight.
Totally. Everything is knee-jerk. Remember the shoe bomber?
Mm-hmm.
On that flight to Detroit? So what's our What's our plan after that? Instead of looking at people who behave in a suspicious way, who perhaps have some kind of, that's how they do it in Israel. They profile and they do it without shame. And they haven't
works.
they haven't had an incident there ever.
But we don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, Greg.
No. So let's pull Grandma over to the side
Exactly.
and frisk her.
Or our pseudo daughter Tanya, a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. She always got checked.
Some of the things we didn't get a chance to discuss with David Blackman because he had to leave the show early this afternoon. You sent a clip from Harry Enton, who is the polling guy on CNN.
Yeah.
And he's very good. And he often says things that your average CNN viewer isn't going to like. So that's one reason why I respect him. But this is an interesting little presentation here.
This one. Okay. The president Republicans most admire. It's Donald Trump. This is a historic comparison. A majority of Republicans say, 53% say he's the Republican president they most admire. Ronald Reagan, who traditionally has won that much, Donald Trump nearly triples up on this. Reagan at just 18%. And then Abraham Lincoln, who by most historic accounts is the greatest president of all time, but Republicans say that the president that they most admire by, what is this? This is 6-7 times as many, Donald John Trump at 53%, easily crushing Abe Lincoln at 8%, and the Elon poll showed that he was the greatest president as well, Donald
I feel
Trump.
like this slide might end up on a printout on his desk.
Why not? But I think part of that admiration is that those who really pay attention know that the forces of government, the embedded government, have been working against him from day one.
Yep.
Look at his first term, what we now know.
Oh, he had to play defense. How could he play offense?
And he trusted people that shouldn't have been trusted.
Big mistake.
Yeah. But I think he learned. He's got some
Seems to.
superstars in his cabinet. Personally, now now that it's almost obvious that AOC will be the Democratic nominee in 28, I want Marco at the top of the ticket.
Amen.
Because then they can't play their, oh, you're just anti-Hispanic, or all that silly 8th grade BS that they pull.
To toad out.
But that's interesting. And, having survived the assassination attempts, who campaigned harder? Who went everywhere?
That's right.
Yeah.
And who's flying into Dallas?
And has had to put up with, this is such a sensitive world. Oh, don't use that word. Don't say that term. Don't hurt my feelings. Yet, how many Democrats have been caught saying we need to find somebody with better aim? Exactly. That's okay, because it's him, that guy. Sometimes he can be his own worst enemy, I will admit. Everybody's going to make mistakes. I now understand, though, because, and again, these are the kinds of insights that David Blackman brings us on our tours of the Idiocracy. And even David said Ralph Norman would have been a better candidate for the Senate in South Carolina than Lindsey Graham's sister.
Yep.
But what I didn't know was that Ralph Norman endorsed Nikki Haley for president in 2023. And
I guarantee you that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
He holds grudges, man.
He does. Sometimes that's okay to make a point with certain people in situations, but there's so much riding on this midterm and beyond. And again, that the Save America Act, he's going to have to do. The Supreme Court said his mail-in restrictions are totally constitutional. But there's a lower court judge that can still put a stay in on that, in which case he will have to declare a national emergency and put an end to it that way.
I'm going to do whatever you got to do.
And they'll howl at the moon and they'll pound on the Wailing Wall and they'll, you dictator, no more kings, we'll have rallies and all this other stupid BS.
Sure. That's fine.
I also think, this is just a hunch between us girls, but I think we hear the term October surprise. It could be that he is holding his powder in terms of exposing the coup and and holding some of those people accountable to closer to November?
I don't know. How do you get the point out to the average American about what they've done? Because you can't use the media. Media is totally controlled and treasonous. They're not about to advertise, what he called Obama and all them doing. To me, that's his biggest struggle is how do you get the average American to know that this is taking place? There's absolutely no doubt this took place.
Yeah, it's the documents are there.
Yeah.
And thank you, Tulsi Gabbard, for making sure that we got all that
Tulsi
information.
did good, much to my surprise. I was very impressed with her.
You know what? Here's another thing that a lot of the people that suffer from Trump derangement syndrome don't realize, that some of Trump's greatest assets in this second term have been former Democrats.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Democrats today who do not like the Democratic Socialists, who think they will be ticket to major losses. So I'm not yet worried about the midterms. Got to see gas prices come down a good chunk.
Yeah, let's finish this thing with Iran. There's no doubt in my mind that if he went ahead and took care of business with Iran, no problem with the midterms.
Yeah.
None.
And I think he knows that too.
I hope so.
But it's the waiting, as Tom Petty once said, Terry.
It's the hardest part, Greg.
It's the hardest part. It absolutely is. We don't have to wait for traffic anymore because Skipper's here with the latest on your afternoon commute.
Well, we have a real mess on Northern Boulevard at Wetumpka Highway. Congressman Dickinson comes out. There's an accident there right at the boulevard. Then on Northern Boulevard down to Wetumpka Highway, accident there. And a third one somewhere in between those. Please use caution if you're approaching that intersection. Busy building traffic everywhere else. Will keep you updated. Imagine graduating high school with your college degree already in your hand. That's the power of early college at Trentham State Community College. Go to trenthamstate.edu for more information. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir. Since 1983, we've treated you like family. Day or night, we do things right so you can live more comfortably. Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir right now.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Now open from 6 to 5. Foggy or drafty windows? Alabama Wholesale Lumber's got energy-efficient replacements that'll save you money. Call their millwork pros today at Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans this evening and again tomorrow, Friday. There will be a generous supply of showers and storms roaming around. They will still be random, and they tend to fade out in the overnight hours. Our low temperature tonight down to about 73. Friday's high up to about 91. And our weather app will keep you on top of the action, showing you where the storms are going to be, and any push notifications for severe weather alerts as well. Over the weekend, the showers and storms will start to thin out in nature. Fewer storms around. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Back to school shopping starts now, and ASC Credit Union has you covered. Our back to school loan helps you pay for supplies, laptops, clothes, and more. Stop by your local ASC branch or apply today at yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
If you could tell teenagers of America today one thing, whether it be advice or something of support, what would it be?
Act like it's raining every day and wear your rubbers. But anyway, they said I was one of the worst dressed
I
of all.
know. You know what?
But
You can't.
that's all right with me. I have a good time. I bet I'm happier than that guy that wrote that. And I'm glad that he came out of his closet long enough to look in mine. You know, I've always been proud that I was female. I mean, it's a good thing I was born a woman, or I'd have been a drag queen. They were having a Dolly Parton lookalike contest, and it was mostly drag queens, guys down there. It was, and so I went in, and I got in line with everybody else, but somebody else won. We went right by Tom Jones' house, and after about 3 or 4 margaritas, I thought, you know what? We're right here in his yard. I'm going to streak through there. And so I did, and that was before he built the fence. Right after that, they built the fence.
And now, the number one Dolly Parton pet peeve.
Nobody notices I've got a great ass, too.
I'm just speculating, but having spent an hour and a half with her in that infamous Miami show, most people never get past.
Exactly.
And she's very honest when she says, you know, they were a great contributor to her success.
Well, sure.
And frankly, as a flaming heterosexual, I don't think there's anything wrong with admiring an abundant bosom.
No, God made them that way. Hey, more power to you.
As long as you don't admire them before, when is it?
You can't show your bosom for 3 o'clock.
As long as you stay in the realm. But, so I honest to God, when I heard that clip, I thought, come to think of it, I never got to see that part of her.
I've never looked. Never thought about it. I always stopped at the front.
She was we've had one celebrity so far who has earned the wrath of the world. He worked with Dolly on a couple of movie projects, Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
And he says they got along fine. They respected each other. He disagreed with her on promoting the vaccine, the COVID vaccine in particular. Yeah. And time has proven that to be accurate. And Ricky Schroeder's very conservative, not down with the transgender thing.
No, he's...
But she never called him a transphobe.
Yeah,
they just disagreed. Remember when you could just disagree with somebody?
I do.
And when you look at some of the news stories that have been perpetuated from that, you know, it's like Islamophobia. I remember 9/11. You know, doesn't that make anybody wonder? The shoe bomber we were just talking about, what was his faith again? Yeah. And finally, 25 years, and I'm wondering if anything new will come from this, because you and I both know that the 9/11 Commission was...
Oh, the King Commission was totally corrupt. I mean, they tried to get... Kissinger was the original head of it until the Jersey Girls started asking him questions about his dealings with the Osama bin Laden family, and he bailed. He left. He did not come back.
This is what government does. It's like JFK. The Warren Commission wasn't interested in the truth. Look at all the witnesses they ignored that could have given them valuable insight.
Yeah.
And something else, and maybe one of these days we can devote some time to it because she still remains forgotten. Dorothy Kilgallen.
The only one to interview
Jack Ruby.
Yep.
And she had mentioned to a couple of close confidants that she was going to blow the lid off the Warren Report.
Mm-hmm.
And the omissions, the lies, and what really happened in Dallas on that day. And it had to be one of our government dark ops. I think I heard FBI.
FBI was working with the agency. He was working with the mob.
And, of course, you had Hoover then, too. Yeah. Who was, you talk about no kings?
Yeah. J. Edgar did these red pumps make my butt look big. Hoover.
Yeah.
Him.
Exactly. That she was found in, and this is the morning after she did her last appearance on a very popular national TV show called What's My Line?
That's right.
And where did they find her? She was in her townhome, but her hairdresser and confidant said she was in a room she never slept in.
Yep.
She did not have her glasses on, even though they set her up to appear like she was reading a book.
A book she had already read.
Yes. And a dozen other mistakes.
Yeah.
So, and she did like to drink and she did take pills. She was not an abuser. She was not a junkie. So for her to suddenly decide, I've had enough at 53, I'm just going to overdose, no.
Well, the thing is,
and yet they won't even give her, and the truth, the courtesy of, they could still exhume her and learn things.
They could. They're not going to, though.
No.
Well, what they don't want us to know if they release all the files is that the Bush was involved. He was there. He was involved in it. That's how he got his chip in the big game. Something interesting, if you watch the wake for Gerald Ford, when George Herbert Walker, Sheriff Nazi Bush, is at the lectern, he says, he helped us with the Warren Commission when that crazy lone gunman, he chuckles and looks over at the other one.
We played that clip.
Yes.
You brought that in one day.
Yes. That tells you everything you need to know.
I wish we had time to find it right now. Maybe tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll bring it.
Yeah, the government has a narrative they want out there, and Dorothy Kilgallen, so ahead of her time. And you know what? For all the emphasis on honoring women in all fields and so forth, I don't see journalism honoring her the way she deserves. She was a
superstar in journalism. She really was.
Absolutely was a superstar and real journalism.
Yes. She traveled all across the world.
And, oh, by the way, they found her body in her New York townhouse, but they never found her notes.
Imagine that.
So, kind of clear that she was assassinated, if you will.
Yeah, they killed her. But, they still make mistakes.
Yeah.
They make mistakes.
And that poor guy, the hairdresser that found her, he refused to talk about it for the rest of his life.
He wanted to live. He wanted to have a rest of his life.
He didn't live that long either.
Really?
No.
I didn't know that.
Too many years. I don't know if his death was suspicious, but he didn't survive it by much.
I watched the thing on Lee Bauer this morning. There's a video on YouTube. They interviewed him. He was the guy that worked for the railroad that was up in the tower and said that he talked about the 3 different cars he saw pull in.
Glasses, right?
Yes. Guys that came out, they had a long thing, a gun, obviously hidden, just all kind of stuff, and they killed him. Drugged him at a roadside diner, I think.
A number of these people had fatal car accidents.
Mm-hmm.
I recently watched the first movie that attempted to tell a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Executive Action.
That's a great movie. And
at the end of Executive Action, even though it's they remind you this is
fiction.
Yeah, fiction. They do at the end of the movie post pictures of key JFK witnesses who were never talked to by the Warren Commission, who could have shed more truth on what really happened in Dallas. And then at the end, they show you what the insurance, what are those guys called? The actuaries.
Oh, okay.
And I believe they went to London for the result. But it was something in the quintillions. The odds on all of those people dying.
And math does not lie.
Within 5 years of the assassination.
Couldn't happen by accident.
No.
No way.
No, you by a number so big that you can't even wrap your mind around it.
Yep.
Odds are against that. By the way, friends, if you're looking for an interesting film, there's some big stars who had some of their last. Burt Lancaster towards the end of his career is in it. Ryan, what's his name? Not Jack Ryan. He was a big 40s and 50s star. Robert Ryan.
Yeah, he was in all the war movies, Battle of the Bulge, a bunch of those movies. Yeah.
He was in it, and it puts the theory out there. And it was the first movie, and it wasn't too long. It was in the 70s that came out.
Early 70s, yes, sir. That's right.
So if you, and I've seen it for free on YouTube. YouTube, I don't have commercial for YouTube, but if you got YouTube, they do have actually some very, very good films.
Yes, they do.
That you can watch with the spots. And I like the spots because then I can go smoke.
Yep.
Or fix a snack.
I like Tubi, Tubi, the app that's free. There's a movie out there called Operation Terror that's the take on what really happened on 9/11. I got to tell you, from all my research, it nails it.
Operation Terror.
Operation Terror.
Gotta check that out. Here's Operation Traffic as we get ready to wrap up.
Well, a little issue on the boulevard at Wetumpka Highway. Whether you're coming outbound on Congressman Dickinson under the boulevard or on the ramps there, we have 3 individual accidents. So please use caution. That's as you approach Highway 231 and Northern Boulevard. We've got a lot of heavy traffic out there right now. Interstates, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting busy conditions. We'll keep you updated. High school students, Trenton State Community College dual enrollment program lets you earn college credit while you're still in high school. Take the first step towards your college journey. Go to TrentonState.edu for more information. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
The cost of living issues really are on the forefront of everybody's mind.
We have to focus as much as we can on controlling costs.
Alabama Power is freezing rates and requiring data centers to pay the full cost of their energy.
It's so important that the big data centers have to pay their fair share.
Alabama Power has always been incredibly responsive.
Alabama Power is not only listening, but they're leading the way and putting their customers first.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives